All right, we good? Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another live stream. I know I said I was going to do this yesterday, but I'll be honest with you, I kind of lost time. Yep, got sidetracked by doing other stuff, and I looked at the clock, and it was almost midnight, and there was no way I was going to do this freaking thing at freaking midnight. But hey, I'm doing it now. So if I continue with I'm probably going to do one every 2 days or 3 days. I plan on doing at least 3 more after this one. You're going to have one most likely on Monday, the 22nd. You're going to have another one maybe on the 25th. Might even do one on the 28th and then the 30th. And of course, we all know who the 30th one is going to be. We already know who the last team I'm going to be doing is. We already know that. That's no secret. I've pretty much said it before. But it'll be the team up north in case you didn't know. But if you've noticed throughout these live streams, when I talk about college football teams, they've all been, aside from the FCS schools, Power 5. I have not done a Group of 5 team. And that changes today. As you can tell, I am talking about the UCF Golden Knights. Now, they've been, I believe, a Division I program for pretty much as old as I am, about 23, 24 years around there. They were like Division III when they first started out, but then they joined Division I, 96, 97, whatever, and then so 24 seasons they've been playing ball. Essentially like Division I ball, I guess. That's what it says according to Sports Reference, but then you look at their Wikipedia page and it says 1979, but then you look deeper and they started out as a Division III team. So yeah. But 24 years as a Division I program, pretty much as old as I am, essentially. They are a respectable 168 and 127, no ties. Because, of course, in the era that they've been playing ball, ties don't really happen. I mean, we saw it was LSU and A&M a couple of years ago. They went to like 7 overtimes. Ties don't happen anymore. It's impossible to have a tie unless something crazy happens. But, yeah, it's like an extremely rare occasion. I don't even think ties they're not even a thing anymore because, like I just said, team they go as long as they need to have a winner. But anyways, they have been playing in 3 conferences as a Division I program. They were independent for a little while there when they first joined the Division I. Then they went to the MAC, then to the Conference USA, and now they are in the American Conference. I believe that used to be the Big East. They have 6 conference championships. They've played in 11 bowl games, and they are 5-6 in those games. They have been ranked 2 times in the preseason poll, 5 times in the final poll, and 45 weeks total. And they play at Bright House Network Stadium with a capacity of 45,301, a.k.a. the Bounce House. And, of course, they play in Orlando, Florida. Now, their first, season, technically in Division I, was under Gene McDowell in 1996 as an independent. They were independent up until 2001, and then they joined the MAC. And essentially, they were all right. They were a good team every now and then. They'd have their mediocre years, but they were actually not bad. But, I mean, they were 5-6 for the last 2 years with Gene McDowell. Then they brought in Mike Krzyzewski, whatever. I guess I say his name, Krzyzewski, whatever. And he went 9-2 in his first year in 98, 4-7 in his second year, 7-4 in 2000 in his third year, 6-5 in 2001. And then in 2002, They went 7-5, first year in the MAC, not too bad. And then in his final year, he didn't even last the whole year. He went 3-7. They let him go, and they brought in Alan Gooch. Gooch. Then they brought in George O'Leary. Man, I've heard some stories about that guy. Wow. They went 0-11 in 2004. Their last year in the MAC. They only had 3 years in the MAC. They went 0-11 in their final year in the MAC. 2005, they joined Conference USA. They go 8-5, losing the Hawaii Bowl. Next year, 4-8. 2006. In 2007, they go 10-4, losing the Liberty Bowl. Then they go 4-8 again. In 2008, notice a theme? Notice a pattern? Winning season, trash. Winning season, trash. Winning season. In 2009, 8-5, St. Petersburg Bowl, they lose. Then finally, 2010, they go 11-3, and they win in the Liberty Bowl. Then next year in 2011, they go 5-7. Then in 2012, they go 10-4, win the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. And the next year to that, 2013, they go 12-1, win the Fiesta Bowl. How about that? And they go 9-4 in 2014, losing to St. Petersburg. Wow, 3 straight years of winning football. Damn. And then they go 0-12. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. And George O'Leary was canned after an 0-8 start. They brought in Danny Barrett to finish it out, 0-4 and 0-8. And then they bring in a guy named Scott Frost. And his first season in 2016, of course, this is when they were in the American. By the way, their first year in the American was 2013. They go 12-1. And then they wind up 0-8, 0-12 in 2015. 0-8 under George O'Leary. Blah. They're like one of the very few teams that actually go winless. Of course, for those who are, for those who like watching football players on YouTube, there's a dude named Destroy, former Central Florida punter. He was on that team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he has a video talking about all the things that went down with George O'Leary on that as their coach. Like he said, it was bad. Then, Scott Frost comes in, like I said, 2016. They go 6-7. They lose in the AutoNation Cure Bowl. Then 2017 comes around, and they go undefeated. How about that? 2 years they do not win a game. They don't lose a game. They go undefeated. They win the Peach Bowl, and I guess they secure themselves a national championship. Not a legit championship, but like a poll championship. But hey, a lot of people thought they should have been in like the playoff or something. Really? Nah. 2018, they go 12-1, losing the Fiesta Bowl. And then 2019, this past year, they go 10-3, and they win the Bad Boy Gasparilla Bowl, Bad Boy Mowers. So, yeah. And then Josh Heupel came in after the 2 years of Frost. And then, of course, Frost went to Nebraska. And so far, he hasn't really had that kind of success yet. It's starting to get tough for Nebraska because looking at their schedules, Nebraska is going to have some trouble winning games. And next year, not this year. This year might be the year where they have to do something because next year it's going to be tough. But yeah, I mean, UCF's been really good over the past about decade or so. They had quite a few winning seasons. Of course, they had that ugly zit of 0-12 in 2015, but 2 years later, they go 13-0. It's insane. That's you know what's also crazy? They have as many losing seasons as what? How many undefeated seasons do they have? Okay, they only have one. Okay, I don't know. I read that wrong, but yeah, they have 2 winless seasons. And you know what's crazy? They were both under George O'Leary. That's crazy, man. His first year, 2004, winless. 2015, technically they did go winless as he went 0-8. Wow. And then, of course, they got rid of him, and they still didn't win a game. That's crazy. But yeah, let's take a look at their schedule from last year. Of course, as like I said, they went 10-3. Very impressive for the UCF Golden Knights. They started it off with a rout of Florida A&M, an HBCU school, 62-0. Then they turn around and they smash Florida Atlantic, who was, I believe, coming off just getting crushed, or not crushed, but they were getting beat up by Ohio State. They actually held their own, believe it or not, mainly because Ohio State kind of took their foot off the gas. And yeah, but I mean, UCF handled them pretty easily, 48-14. They faced Stanford. They beat them pretty easily, I guess, 45-27. That was a tough game, but they still got the dub. Then they go to Pitt, and they lose 35-34. Bruh, that's crazy. Then the next week, they recover. They rebound. They go against UConn. They beat the Huskies. Then they lose to Cincinnati at Nipper, 27-24. Then they have their bye week. Then they face Eastern Carolina, beat them 41-28. They beat Temple 63-21. They beat Houston 44-29. And then they end their season. Well, no, that's right. They don't end their season, but they had – no, why did I say they end their season? They lose to Tulsa 34-31, and then they end their season after their second bye week with two more wins, scoring 34 points in both games, beating Tulane 34-31, and then South Florida 34-7. Then they go to the Bad Boy Mowers Bowl, Gasparilla Bowl, and they beat Marshall 48-25. So very impressive. Now it's time to see what they got on the docket this year. Now, right off the bat, they got a challenge as North Carolina comes to town, week 1. Then they face Florida International. Then they got Georgia Tech in Georgia, Atlanta, Bobby Dodd Stadium. Then they travel to Eastern Carolina. Then they host Tulsa. Then they have a bye week. Then they face Memphis, Tulane. They go to Houston. By the way, they go to Memphis, host Tulane, go to Houston, host Florida A&M again. Then they host Temple, Cincy, and then finally they end their season in Tampa against the South Florida Bulls. If I'm being real, I don't see many losses again. I think at most, probably 3. North Carolina, probably Memphis. I could see Memphis beating them. And honestly, either one of Houston, Cincy, or maybe South Florida. Those seem to be the teams that always give Central Florida fits over the years, especially Memphis. Memphis has seemingly been like the scourge of like the American Conference. Like they're always really, really good. They never go anywhere. They're always right there in the championship hunt. I don't see anything changing this year. Then, like I said, you got North Carolina. They're looking to be really, really good with Mac Brown leading things. They have like one of the top freaking recruiting classes in the freaking nation again. Or not again, but yeah, it's good to see North Carolina back in prominence. it's good to see Mac Brown back on the sidelines, and he's really brought back the North Carolina Tar Heel program. Their future is looking really bright. Now, if only they can get past Clemson. Yeah. But let's take a look at what they got coming up over the next 5 years. In 2021, they will be hosting Boise State, then Louisville, then you have UConn in their non-con. Then, of course, they also play Navy, SMU, and a couple other teams out there. I don't think they do not have Florida A&M on their schedule. But hey, they got Boise State. In 2022, they will have FIU, Louisville, and Georgia Tech. 2023, Boise State and BYU. Wow. Okay. They go to Boise, and then they host BYU. Brigham Young. 2024, BYU and Liberty. Wow, Liberty. Nice. And then 2025, North Carolina. So that's cool. Let's see what's going on. What's up, Texas Savage? Giving you a nice little rundown of the schedule. But yeah, I think that's essentially going to wrap it up. I'm going to keep this one nice and short for you. I mean, they've been really, really good over the past couple of years. Scott Frost brought UCF into the national spotlight, and they essentially never left. They've always been a team that, to watch in the American Conference. And they're going to be a good team, I think, this year. I mean, I remember when Mackenzie Milton was their quarterback and he got hurt. That was a shame. But yeah, not really much else to say regarding these guys. I wish them the best of luck in the American Conference. We're probably gonna see them in the hunt for a conference championship, right up there with Memphis and South Florida, probably. Unless another team comes out of nowhere. You never know these days. But with that being said, I am going to wrap this up. And I will see you guys on Monday. And after Monday, I only really got 3 or so teams left to do. Yeah, I'm going to have Monday, probably Thursday, Friday. Monday, Thursday, probably a Sunday one, and then I'm going to wrap it all up on Tuesday the 30th with the team up north. And I'm probably going to be doing James Madison if I haven't done them already. I don't think I've done them already. So I'm going to probably do James Madison. That'll be the final FCS team I do. I'm probably going to do one more Pac-12 or maybe one more probably I might just wrap it all up with freaking Cooper 5 teams. But hey, I'll make that decision when it comes down to it. But for right now, that's going to wrap it up for this live stream, guys. And I don't plan on having any videos out today unless news breaks or something like baseball or, with the Browns, if they sign somebody, which it seems to me NFL free agency has completely just grinded to a halt. We haven't had a signing really of any kind in about a month and a half. Honestly, since the draft, we've only had a couple signings in the NFL altogether. The Browns haven't done anything since they signed Adrian Claiborne. In terms of free agents. Now, of course, we've been rumored to be interested in free agents like Jadeveon Clowney. But, yeah, I mean, you're probably wondering, Crazy Dog, why didn't you make a video about the Browns offering Clowney a 1-year, $15 million deal? Because I didn't want to make it seem like that, that's going to be a soap opera thing. Here's an update on the Jadeveon Clowney sweepstakes. It's like, no. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with sports. I mean, I expect July to be insanely busy for me. I'm going to be doing basketball playoff games. I'm going to be doing, might even do some like regular season games too. I don't know. I might just hold off until the playoffs. And I plan on doing some hockey as well, playoff games. That'll be fun. Like I said, I think I said this before. When it comes down to the hockey games, I'm not going to be commentating. It's essentially it's going to be a watch party. Yeah, it's going to be a watch party. Not trying to commentate and everything, because hockey is insanely hard to commentate with how fast paced it is. But hey, it keeps this channel going until hopefully football comes around and maybe we have baseball. I don't know. I was literally about ready to do a video. What was it, yesterday, or 2 days ago, when I heard that they were talking about a new deal or whatever. But of course, nothing happened with that. Honestly, the longer we get into this crap, the less of a chance I think we are playing baseball. They don't have all year like hockey, basketball, and NFL. Hockey and basketball could wait a little while because they're indoors. The only thing is you just got to reserve the arenas and stuff, which luckily, though, it seems to me they got everything settled there. They're setting up for July, those two sports. And football, we still got like a few months before we even think about doing anything in regards to football. So that's good. Hopefully, we have football, which I think we will. But yeah, it seems like coronavirus is still lurking. People seem to forget that it still exists. They just thought it just walked away. No, it's still here. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. People just decided to just forget about it. They thought, it's like if we don't think about it, it doesn't exist anymore. No, it's still around. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't just magically get up and leave. You still got to wear a mask, still got to practice social distancing, which I noticed a lot of people aren't doing that now anymore. They just seemingly don't care. And that's why we're seeing a lot of spikes in numbers again, at least in some states. But, hey, hopefully we can get the situation resolved within the next few months before the 2021 draft, because I really hope to go to that draft in Cleveland for the NFL. But yeah, 2020 overall sucks. No cap. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this live stream, guys. I've dragged it on way too long. And if anything, I will see you guys, if there's no other news, probably on Monday. I'm sure there will be news or something coming out somewhere about somebody. I might do a video later tonight if I'm bored enough, might do another video where I'm just gassing up somebody like I did with Nick Chubb and Myles Garrett and them and Baker. Might do one for like the receivers. I might do one for like Odell. Or if like, one of our players releases a dope freaking workout video, I might put that out there, just to show you guys what our players are doing during this offseason. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't release a hype video like they did the past couple years when the players got together. But then again, Jarvis and Odell weren't hanging out. They were doing their own thing, rehabbing. Although I did hear Donovan Peoples-Jones was in Florida with Jarvis. That's cool. What's up, Brett? But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I could keep this going for another half hour. I'm not going to do that. But that's going to wrap it up, and I will see you guys if nothing else happens or whatever. Probably, if not tomorrow, definitely, or tonight, tomorrow, whatever. Unless I do a video in the next couple days in terms of this stream thing. I'll see you guys on Monday for my next team overview. So until then, I'm Crazy Dog 99. Let's go Buckeyes. And good luck to the Golden Knights this year. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe. Don't do nothing stupid. And I'm out.